Okie dokie. What's up, guys? So we're a little early. It's 3:53 p.m. here in Arizona. Gonna be officially live at 4. So just come on into the show, hang out in the chat, and I will be back shortly. But before I go, is everything synced up? Is everything looking good? Let me know in the chat.
Who the fuck is that?
That is Matt, RSX owner. He came by today and he told me. Yeah, it's Jesse, Matt. What's up? Is everything synced up? Good here. Okay, guys, I'm gonna be out. I'll be back in a few minutes. Maybe. There we go.
What up, buddy?
Yeah, it's a tiny delay. Yeah, it's pretty sick, right? Okay, no delay, no delay. All right, that's good news, guys. So I'm gonna be babbling with Jesse here for a second, and we'll be live in about 5 minutes. So talk freely amongst yourselves. No, I can't mute this. Oh, jeez. Let's get my headphones on here. Okay, what time we got? 3:57. 3:57. What's good? UPS USPS on some slow shit. Michael, dude, you still haven't got it, man? You know what? I'll tell you what, after this show is over, Michael Maxwell, I will check our things to make sure that they did, in fact, go out to you. If you're just tuning in, we're going to be going live in a few minutes. For now, just chat amongst yourselves in the live chat box thing. Oh. Dude, where in the fuck? Hey, you guys, because I did a stream now instead of an events thing. So can you do me a favor and share that this thing is live on Facebook and Instagram? Because I can't find a way to do it. Share this sucker. Well, maybe. Hang on. There we go. Never mind. I can do it. I can do it too. So you guys share it, and I'm going to share it. So everyone's sharing. There we go. Never mind. I can do it. I can do it too. So you guys share it, and I'm going to share it. So everyone's sharing. That was weird. Dude, I got to post to like 12 different Facebook accounts. I got to post to my personal, got to post to my business page, the Print Life page, the Print Life group. What the fuck? Got it. Okay. You guys give me one more second. I'm just sharing. Hopefully you guys are all twitting this, twatting this. Tweet twat. Okay, fucking it's tweeted. Dude, tweet has been posted. Who else do I need to share to, guys? Matt, you crazy pimp. Yes, we are. Who else do I need to share to? That's pretty much it. All right. Let me close out of this. And whoever has just joined in, thank you for joining into the Print Life Live. As you all know, I like to do a little something before the intro just to get you interacting in the chat. Was doing movie quotes, but starting past couple of episodes now, I've been asking you a question and then looking for your answers in the chat after I go through all the introduction stuff. So today's Print Fam question is, why did you choose to get into screen printing? You can make it as long or as short as you want, but let me know in the chat. In the meantime, while you guys are doing that, it's time to roll the motherfucking intro. Yeah. Dude, this is like a fucking mess right now. What's going on, Print Fam? If you're new, my name's Cam. Welcome to the Print Life Live podcast, where we talk a little bit about the screen print news, and then after that, I do a little business topic, and then at the end of all that, I get to what you're really here for, which is the live Q&A, where you submit your questions in the chat, and I do my damnedest to answer them. Before going any further, I like to come into the chat and say what's up to everybody. So starting at the top, I'm going to run down this as quick and as efficiently as possible. Press Shop, what's up? RSX owner, Matty Boy, welcome back. Did not know that RSX owner was one of my good buddies from a long time. He's been coming in showing support every motherfucking time. So thank you for being here, Matt. And it was good to see you today too, by the way. Press Shop, what's up? Patient Saint. Ducky Hicksty? Fly, Firefly screen print. Michael Maxwell, what's going on? Jen Ortez, hey babe. Press Shop. Brian Buffka, Donnie Michael Cassil, Screener Hub, Demon 2049, Rybeats, welcome back, my friend. Who else we got? Sunny Gray, Marker 11 _ who else we got? Gosh darn it. Lino Koto, Standard Graphics, Elevation Print. It's really hard because there's so many. I'm like, did I already say what's up to you a second ago? It's really hard to keep it organized. Exit. What do you got? Fuck it, dude. Exit 2 Designs. It's good enough. Fabio Gutierrez. Black. Where'd you go? I just saw you here. Black something or other. It's a new face. I'm trying to get anyone that looks new to me. If you've been here before, welcome back. I'm so stoked that you're here, but I'm just trying to reach out to the newbies. Exit 2. Yeah, that's it. That's about it, guys. So, welcome to the damn thing. Before I do anything else, if you're just tuning in, if you're new or if you've been coming in here for a while, I got to address something that I need to stop it as soon as possible, because it's getting to a point where I just can't handle the amount of messaging that I'm getting. So with the whole Instagram direct message thing, like, I opened up the floodgate, so it's completely my fault, but dude, I'm getting like 20, sometimes like 30 messages a day, long messages that are, a lot of them are really intense questions, and with everything that I'm doing with the video thing, I just don't have time to address them right now. So here's what I want you guys to do. Let's do our best to stop the direct messages through Instagram, because I want to get to all of them, but I can't because all the questions are really in depth. Head over to the Print Life group on Facebook and post your questions publicly. And here's why. I will try to answer them, and I'm going into the Print Life group a couple times a week and putting in my 2 cents. But the community will also answer your questions. So it's a win-win for everybody. And if you post it publicly in the Facebook group, your questions can be addressed by more people. Also, if you're submitting news, let's just have you submit the news on the feed of the Print Life group, because I've got a new way that I'm going to start bringing this news in starting today. So yeah, you guys, just let's stop with the Instagram direct messages. Again, it's completely my fault. I asked you to do it, but too many messages now. I can't get to all of them. And with that in mind, we got to get on to the social media reminder, which nobody loves, but it's got to be done. Show. Everyone keep in mind, I'm daily vlogging. If you're subscribed, watch them. Otherwise, why did you subscribe to begin with? Right? Make sure to follow me at Cam Irvin on both Instagram and Twitter. And I think it goes without saying, but we need you to subscribe to the Print Life on YouTube, and head over to iTunes, subscribe to the Print Life podcast, and leave me a 5-star review along with a glowing written review. And it helps immensely. By the way, a lot of you guys did it from last time. We got quite a few more reviews in, so that was amazing. Thank you, everyone that left me a review. It means the world right now. I want that podcast to just keep blowing up. And last but not least, head over to Facebook and send me a group request to the Print Life group on Facebook. Yeah? All right. So y'all know what time it is then. We got to go news time. And there's a couple of things I wanted to do with the news, but clearly I was not prepared. All right. So, in the news, first off, I've got something else I'm going to do, but before I do that, I want to address one of the direct messages I got from Mr. Sean Brown. Sean Brown has a company called Hotbox Print Studios. Excuse me. You can follow him on Instagram at Hotbox Print Studio. So before I get into his news, just going to give you a little background on him, which again, I was trying not to make this an about me page on a website, but I think a little background is completely warranted. So he's green in the print game. He's from a design background, which we will be talking about that later. This direct message actually spawned my topic of the day. But he has a background in logo design, and in my personal opinion, this is going to be a huge help for him starting out, as it was for me. But he always wanted to be a printer, and he's teaching himself how to screen print at home. It's a very similar story. And this is what's going down with him. He was reluctant to start, but as he started doing it more and more, he found that people were inquiring about hiring him for his print services. So he made the decision to offer it over the last couple of months. You know, I mean, he's found an opportunity and he's taken advantage of it. It makes perfect sense. In the news portion of Hotbox Studio, he's he's just trying to set aside time to code his new website. Hopefully over the course of the next month or two, he'll get that sucker lined out. And the most important update is that he just actually accepted his very first paid screen printing order. So congratulations, Sean Brown. Hotbox is crushing it. And he just wants to thank everybody, whether it's on the Print Life group or the Print Life podcast or the Print Life comment sections of the videos, for helping him out and giving him the information he needs to move forward, which is fucking dope, man. You guys are awesome for that. So that's the written news. And what I'm going to do from now on, after my written news, is we're going to run down the Print Life Facebook group together. So if you're just listening to this, I'll do my best to verbally explain what's going on. But if you're watching this on YouTube, you're going to get to go over some of the Print Life group stuff with me. So let me make sure that that's actually happening. Okay, yeah, we've shared that. Looks like a goddamn mess. And if you're just tuning in for the first time, welcome to the Print Life. We are going to address some of the news that was submitted to the Print Life Facebook group. So if you want to submit your news, this is the way to do it, and you'll also get your Facebook profile featured on the videos, and we'll talk about it a little bit. So as you can see here, the first man, and this is the reason I decided to do it this way, was my dude Ryan Perez. So he won the first contest for the Print Life shirts, and my man actually posted a picture of him in the group wearing the Print Life tee. That's the shit I'm talking about, man. Like, I thought it would go without saying, but this dude just made sure it went without saying. So let's zoom in on him. His name is Ryan Perez on Facebook. Ryan, if you're here watching, make sure to let everyone know in the chat what your Instagram is. But thank you so much for posting yourself rocking the Print Life gear, man. Sweet. Mike Burns he's tuning in. He comes in here and he's just talking about how sometimes your clients are, you know, they can be a little needy and they can be indecisive and they make decisions at the last minute, even though they need the job an hour from now. And you, because you're a great printer like Mike Burns, you help them out and you do a last minute print job for them. So congrats on that, my man. My man Michael Maxwell Jr. Dude, now this guy, he's going for fucking broke, and I love it. So he's got some quick shop news. No, dude, keep your shop news in the group, because this is amazing. This is the point of the Print Life Facebook group, is we're building a community, man. We're building the print family. It's the whole point. This is what's beautiful about it. So keep it there. The dude, he started experimenting with screen printing about a year ago, and now he's using just a cheap little, it looks like a 4-color press to me. Got it on eBay, and he's just been watching tutorials, taking in all the information that he can, and he's learning the game. And I can tell just from what he's got going on here that he's not investing a lot, but he's investing in the right things. He's getting the printers. He's getting a nice little press instead of trying to make his own. You know, he's figuring things out. it looks like, oh yeah, he's got a Vastex press now. Okay, and this is interesting. So he in the quest to acquire his equipment, he found an old guy on a classified ads thing, and he drove out to see the guy. The guy has a bunch of shit, and because he was able to make a good deal, he probably struck a nice chord with the gentleman selling the equipment. He acquired essentially an entire shop for $450. Dude, that's beautiful. Story doesn't end there. Okay, and then, but some of the stuff was junk, and then on his way out, he actually finds a sandblaster, and for $125, he was able to get the shit all cleaned up, and then he painted it, which I did see. I saw the whole thing that he painted and how he made it like the Ryonet greens and the Monument green color, and it looks real sharp now. And he also just wants to make sure that he credits his girlfriend. Michael Maxwell is crediting his girlfriend, which is at Jenny Lynn Rapp on Instagram, for just putting up with his shit and letting him pursue his passions. That's a beautiful thing, dude. Michael, this is a beautiful post. I didn't see this. This was posted last minute, or I would have written this down and gotten into better details with it. But I love it, dude. What you just submitted, you guys, the way Michael submitted his news, this is the format. So you guys do the same thing. I love it. But he's been working on revamping that press. Let's see what kind of photos he's got here. See, this is the press that the way it started, that he bought from the guy. He starts sandblasting it. Now it's in a state where you can see everything sandblasted, but it's not painted. He's got a washout booth. Man, this is actually a really cool press, this Atlas press. He's got the kiddos in there painting the booth up, and then, oh man, look at this. He painted it a nice green. I mean, he painted the legs. If you're listening to this, I gotta tell you, it was a total rust bucket. He's completely redone it, and it looks fucking beautiful. Oh, you got an exposure unit out of the deal. $450 for all that, dude. You won. If it works, you won. The shop looks beautiful, dude. Michael, you're crushing it, dude. I got nothing but props for you. So congratulations. Still in the news. Oh man, this is cool. So I'm looking at this gentleman, Cody Caspa, and he says, "What's up, Print Fam? I did a thing. What do you think?" He's getting really cool with it. He's using just a good old-fashioned stencil, and he's just spreading ink with it. It looks like, I can't even tell if there's screen on that stencil. It just looks like, yep, it's just a stencil. He's stenciling, brother. That's how I got into printmaking, is doing exactly what you're doing. But I use spray paint instead of spreading it with a squeegee. I love it. Yeah, he just got the stencil of this elephant. He's putting it on fabric, and he's using like a squeegee to move paint around the stencil. And then when he removes it, there's a silhouette of the elephant on the fabric. It's a beautiful thing. Now, this one, Micah... Actually, no, dude, this was already addressed in the comments, so I'm not going to address it. But Micah Hazlitt was having some issues with his printer. He was able to call up... He was using AccuRip and his printer, but it was printing like lines. It wasn't printing a dense black image. Ryonet hit him up and just told him that he probably just needs to reinstall the drivers, which he did, and it fixed his problem. So if you find an issue with AccuRip or your printer and it's banding and it's not doing a really dense image, especially if you're using AccuRip, apparently, as Ryonet says, just uninstall the drivers, reinstall it. Should fix the problem most of the time. He also did all the shit where he ran through the, the whole cleaning cycle. He tried all that shit first. When that didn't fix it, that's when he had to reach out to them. And this one is fucking hilarious. Jakin McCracken, today's print job, Halloween for adults. It's a photo of a skull that kind of looks like it's in a cloud, and it says trick or treat, motherfucker. Dude, that's a great, I want that t-shirt. That's a great trick or treat, motherfucker. That's a great shirt, dude. Love it. And then we got Singo on Facebook. Some late nights prints for the Flood and Wine Festival in Orlando. Clearly, I cannot read right now. And my boy Sonny Gray, he's doing some late night printing, just crushing those white ink on black garments, laying the shit down good and thick. My dude Jordan A. Truitt did share the Print Life t-shirt. Thank you, dude, for actually posting a photo after you received it. And there was one more that I did want to bring up. Oh, yeah. Also, Jordan A. Truitt is crushing the multicolor prints. You guys head to the Print Life group, send a request, and you can see some of the stuff he's doing. Just killing it. It's a beautiful thing. Oh, yeah, and last but not least, Sonny Gray, dude. I know you've been getting lots of shouts on YouTube. I'm happy for you. Love that you're out there, and I just wanted to give you one more shout out because you posted the bathroom selfie. It's fucking beautiful. Rocking the Print Life t-shirt. Full-blown Teen Wolf 80s tee. Just crushing the game, dude. Thank you for shouting me out, and because you shout me out, I shout you out. Cyclical. One more here. Chris Andrews. Oh, dude, see, so he's doing some printing for his family. He's doing his wife's CrossFit competition shirt, and it actually looks really neat. Only one is short, basically saying that she's a shorty. Oh, Michael Maxwell also acquired a D1000 from Vastex, which is one of those tabletop dryers. So, dude, you're getting into the game. Have fun with it. And then the last thing on this, actually, this is part of the Q&A, so we're moving on. So this is what I'm going to start doing, guys. I want to just run down the group. So continue to feed the Facebook group with goddamn information. Ask questions, post photos. The more you do, the more likely that you will be featured in the Print Life Live podcast. And that's what you want to do. That's what we're all here for, is to, Anyway, back to the live deal. Once we're done with the news, I always forget every time. We're going to move on to it's the business topic of the day. And I'm going to... And just so that you guys are aware, I'm going to blast through this one quick. Because I had a couple drop-ins today. RSX owner who's in the chat. My other buddy Jesse was here hanging out. And I was just not able to really... I wasn't able to put some time in and just think through what I wanted to talk about in the business topic. But I did have some questions in the direct messages that kind of brought up a concept that is interesting to me in the printing industry in general. So here is the business topic of the day, but it's more of a question of the day. And you guys let me know what you think in the chat box. So the question, which I'm going to elaborate on, is can you successfully start a print shop without a graphics background? And I mean, the obvious answer, of course, is sure you can. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do, right? But is it logical? And is it going to be a practical situation, especially if you don't have a lot of money and stuff that you can invest in help? And, excuse me, goddamn. I talk and I get burpy. And at the end of the day, of course you can. You can do it. But should you? And this is where that question comes in. And I guess I'm going to go into the you can do it if scenario, right? So, yes, you can if you can afford to pay top dollar for an experienced print designer and art separator. So, the first issue you're going to have is getting the art made. Okay, and that in itself can be a challenge, especially if you can't do it for your clients who come to see you. But then the second part, which is actually more complicated, especially if you don't know how to do the first part, is the separation of the artwork. So you got a double whammy here. And if you don't have the skills to properly get all of those things done, you're going to suffer, and this business it's going to be miserable for you. On the flip side of that, if you are an experienced designer, you're going to be able to help the clients create the artwork. And because you're experienced in Illustrator and Photoshop, learning the separation process it'll go much smoother for you. So that's the first thing. Another option that you can, if you got a friend that's willing to do it for free. If you guys have friends like that, let me know, because I want to acquire them as a friend as well. I don't have friends that'll do it for free. I wouldn't do it for free for a friend. So yes, you can but probably not. And then last but certainly not least is, of course you can if you just teach yourself how to do it. So obviously if you don't have the money to hire somebody and you don't got a friend to do it for free, you can teach yourself. And shit, man. I mean, maybe you're a fast learner. Maybe you pick things up quick, in which case, hell yeah, more power to you. If, however, You dive in, which you will, and you'll find that, especially Illustrator, it has an extremely steep learning curve. The people who are efficient in Illustrator make it look easy, but if you've never done it before, it can be a bit overwhelming. Although I do remember Corel Draw was a little bit easier to pick up if you're a novice, in my opinion. So that's it, dude. That's the business topic of the day. Of course you can. You can do whatever you want, but I would not recommend it on a solo tip without a whole lot of funding, without a lot of backing, if you don't have a graphics background, because you know, screen printing is graphics. You are dealing with graphics, and then you're taking those graphics and applying them to a shirt. It's the basic, or a piece of paper. That's the basic of the whole thing. If you can't manipulate graphics, dude, it's a hard road to hoe. You got a lot of things you're going to be dealing with ahead of you, so enjoy it. I know you can pull it off, but that's my 2 cents. Let's go to the chat and see what y'all got to say about that scenario. Yo, dude, this chat was standard. If I'm drinking, I'm always drinking Corona Light. Yes, Google makes anything possible. Okay, so I'm a gorilla says, sure you can. Google makes anything possible. Okay, good. Yes, if you want it bad enough, you can do it. Go into it hungry. That's from Alan Defy. Totally. Yep. Alan Defy says YouTube everything and you can learn. Did you go to school for graphic design? I did. Mike Cassil. Yeah. And Mike, with your experience, do you feel like Corel is easier to pick up than Adobe Illustrator? Let me know in the chat. Yeah. And so, okay. So, okay. Yeah, totally, dude. So there are 1,000 YouTube channels that show you how to do all of it. So maybe I'm being misinterpreted when I say, can you start it without a graphic design background? I feel like to start a print shop, you need to know how to do graphics. You don't have to have a background. You don't have to have gone to school. You don't have to have any formal training, but you do have to I believe you got to understand how to do it before you open the doors and start interacting with clients. You know, you need to have a grasp of it, because otherwise you're going to struggle through it. But I could be wrong, man. Sometimes you just do it, get in there, and then you struggle through it, and you spend fucking 10 days working on a single graphic and move on from there. But yeah, dude, I think anyone can do it, and of course anyone can learn it. But in my opinion, you got to have a pretty good grasp of it before you open your doors and start trying to acquire clients. Yeah, so CS3. Yeah, I've heard a lot. I liked Corel back in the day. I remember messing with it, but yeah. So okay, everyone has the same thing. Yeah, dude, you can do whatever you got to do through YouTube tutorials. But yeah, I think everybody pretty much agrees that you got to have an understanding before you open the doors. Otherwise, it's gonna be a fucking struggle. And if it's, dude, it would be, I can't, like that, and the reason, that's the whole point, like, I can't imagine trying to interact with, I know Alex struggles with it, and Alex doesn't have a design background, and now he's hitting me up all the time, like, dude, how do you do this? How do you do this on Illustrator? Because just the interaction with the clients, if you can't manipulate the artwork while you're interacting with the client, you're, like, at a huge disadvantage. And we lose sales because Alex can't deal with graphics. It's like a problem. You got it, dude. To deal with clients, you got to have some form of understanding of graphics. So you're fucked. Anyway, that's it for that, guys. So the next thing we're gonna do is, you know, business topic is done. So it's time for our Print Bam Q&A for Wednesday. Okay, time for the Q&A, guys. Let's get into this chat. Start submitting your questions right now, and I'm going to do my best to answer them. I don't know. It's always hard for me to figure out where you guys started asking questions. The print life on Facebook. No. So it's all the only thing you're not to do is to start trying to slang links to your stuff on the Facebook group. Come in, post some stuff. Of course, if you post on the Facebook group, it links to your thing. But yeah, dude, I don't like link out the Monument website on the Print Life Facebook group. It's not an advertisement to services. And keep in mind, everyone in there, they're printers, so they're not going to utilize your service. It's a community for information. You don't go slanging your links, not in the Facebook group. But you know, you'll have links to your personal profile on Facebook and all that stuff. It'll be good. It's a good thing, but it's a community. It's not an advertisement to your website. I don't post links to my site. However, I do to the YouTube channel. So maybe it's a little hypocritical, but it's not that hypocritical. You know what I mean? Okay, Marker 11 says, I struggle with Illustrator, and I have to YouTube everything. That's cool. Yeah, I think we all do in that case. Yeah, so Joanne Bond says, dude, just hit your local college and take an Illustrator class. Got to know what you're doing, or your graphics person is going to take advantage of you. It's another good point. If you don't know, which it's like with anything. Like I get bent over and in the web department because I get the basics, but I don't understand hardcore coding. If you don't have a grasp for something, you're going to get... your butthole's going to get annihilated. Let's just put it out there. You got to have a grasp. You got to understand things. Is there enough t-shirt sales available in the country today? Is there enough t-shirt? Okay, so MJ Vent said, is there enough t-shirt sales available in the country today? It's an interesting question. Like in the retail department, or enough people trying to get custom printed shirts? Because either way, probably not. But everyone does wear them. I mean, every business, every service business, they get shirts printed. They need to. It's pretty much a necessity for their company. Dude, there's always going to be printed shirts. How they get printed is another story, but there's always going to be printed shirts. Yeah, Joanne Bond, subtract your printing to get started. I could totally agree. Mike Call, man. Yeah, Mike, dude, come back anytime. And you can also re-watch this on YouTube. The live thing is going, it's always on the channel, so. Alive Design and Printing says, leads, question mark. How do you generate new clients? There's so many methods. One that I don't use is a sales force, you know, like actual salespeople that go out to big corporations and acquire accounts. That's the best way if you're like a contract printer, I believe. However, if you're a custom printer, Google's where it's at. Your website's where it's at. I haven't had much luck with Facebook, but apparently a lot of people get work through Facebook and Instagram. So the internet is the new phone book. Google is the yellow pages, and all the other shit, the Facebooks, those are your classifieds, man. Craigslist, all that stuff. That's your local newspaper. You place your classified ads and you'll get some work. Sunny Gray, what's up, Cam? You hiring? No, not at the moment. Joanne Bond, do you train your peeps on safety? To a degree, yes. I just require them to wear masks when they're spraying shit and chemicals are flying in their face. However, they still opt to not do it, but they're supposed to wear masks. And Rybeat says, thanks again for... gosh darn it, my nose is killing me. He says, thank you for doing the white ink comparison. Now, that was it wasn't a white plastisol ink comparison. It was... what I wanted to do was just figure out, do a straight up side by side with all the main inks and figure out what type of ink I like the best. And what my conclusions were is that I love the water-based ink, but it's complicated to print with. It's not as forgiving. Discharge is awesome, but it's just not that bright, you know, and you're just looking for the most efficient way to print white. And of all of them that I found, the Fusion 180 had the least fibrillation without a flattening hit on it. It had good bright coverage, and because it's low cure, you can print it with very little bleed, even on like a tri-blend or a full 100% polyester t-shirt. So just for simplicity of printing white, I feel like at this moment Fusion 180 is crushing. But I know Wilflex has a low bleed poly option as well in a high opacity white, and I need to try that as well. But the white plastisol comparison is coming up. The white discharge comparison is coming up. I'm going to do a water-based, of all the water-based shit, and I'm going to do a comparison of all the white plastisols and find which one reigns supreme. Just give me time. I'm going to keep working on it. Okay, so I'm a girl says never used water base. Is white harder to use? The problem with water base, especially in the white department, is water base, the water evaporates as you're printing with it, and it becomes harder and harder, and eventually it just turns to like concrete, but or spackle, more like spackle. And the pigmented colors, the blues, the reds, they print really easy. The white, the ink is very thin, but when you're using the white, they have such a high pigment content and just a higher solids as a whole that it seems to dry very quickly. And like that's what we noticed with the Comet White from the Galaxy whatever from Ryonet, that it prints really well at first, but as it starts drying, and it starts drying really fast, it gets harder and harder to print, and then the mesh starts clogging, and just things go poorly very fast. No matter what you do, you got to keep that ink moving, you got to keep replacing it and putting fresh ink in all the time, and ideally you just have no air or anything hitting your screen. You can't have fans blowing on it. It's totally print. You can print with it easy enough. We do it with a manual press all the time. Automatics make it a little easier, but it does, dude. It just dries on you and it gets a little overwhelming. Will Flex has the lava low bleed. No good, huh? Okay, so Jeremy Montgomery says the lava low bleed is no good. Why is it no good? I'm assuming it's so goddamn heavy it's hard to print with, which is what I found with most of that low bleed ink. But that Fusion 180, although it's not as flowy as the Union Bright Cotton White, if you just let the ink do its job and you let the squeegee do its job, you don't need any downward pressure. You just got to print slowly, and it falls right through that mesh, falls onto that shirt, and when you lift the screen, it just releases from the mesh, dude. I really like the Fusion 180. I'm very impressed with it so far. Okay, so John Mugg is just tuning in. Sorry he's late. That's okay, man. No time, no problems. What about drying without a conveyor? I mean, this isn't, I would advise against this, but I used my oven at home in my little shitty house for a while. I also used heat guns, and then what I would do if I'm you and I'm trying to print at home, just buy a flash. $600, $700, $800. You got your flash. You can cure with it. You can do multicolors with it, and it'll get the job done. Just buy a flash, man. Okay, so Jeremy was saying that the Lava 180 is heavy and thick, and it still shows fibrillation on ring spun shirts, which all plastisol does to some degree, but it depends on how much. I think that the fibrillation, if we're talking fibrillation as in after a wash on a black print on a white shirt and the fuzzies show through, that's one thing. But on a white print on a black shirt, when I consider fibrillation that heavy suede feel. And I think what actually causes that more than anything is the ink releasing from the mesh after the print. If it tends to stick in the mesh really badly, it's going to cause more fibrillation, and if it releases from the mesh, it'll have less fibrillation. So what you really want with a white high opacity ink is very little tack and good mesh release. And this is just like all the brands say they do it, but you got to test them out. This is what I'm trying to do for you guys. I'm testing them all. And on the white plastisol comparison, that's what I'm going to be comparing, is things like that. How it releases from the mesh. How many passes it takes to get it to release or to fully clear. How heavy it is. These are the kind of things I want to talk about, which we're going to do. He also has tried Perfect White from Ryonet. Haven't tried that. Yeah, dude, I've never tried heat pressing uncured plastisol, but I don't see that going well. You're better off with a flash. There you go. Marker 11 says he just uses a flash, and it seems like you can always score a jacked up one for 150, 200 bucks. So yeah, dude, just maybe find a used flash on Craigslist or on eBay, and you won't regret it, man. It'll make your life a lot better. Melissa Weiser does contract print work for 3 different wholesalers and would love to have a chance to print for us. Okay. Send me an email, cam@monumentlimited.com, with your price list. The only thing with us is that we would need you to be able to adhere to our order fulfillment process, because we're not going to do double data entry. So if you're willing to log into our account and view the order that way, then we'll send you. We'll assign the shit to you for sure. We're glad to do it. Dudes, I think that this one's gonna be like super short here. Thanks, Print Fam. Okay, here's something. Elevation Print and Sign. He says he's heat pressed plastisol. Works well. You did it. Okay, so you did the print, and you just cured it with a clamshell heat press. It didn't even have to be pre-cured. Did you? I'm assuming you used like a Teflon sheet between it or something. Was it sticking to the thing? That sounds fucking nuts, dude. I mean, we used to heat press plastisol after it was cured to make it super smooth. But that's weird. Cool though. Very, very cool. Where do I buy a freaking roller squeegee? Look, man, you don't need the roller squeegee. You don't need to buy it. It won't fix anything. You need a blank, unexposed screen. You tape it off. You put some I don't know, curable reducer in there, and you just use a squeegee. And directly after it comes after, I made a video on it. Go to YouTube and check how to stop fibrillation, and I'll show you exactly how to do it. You don't actually need the roller squeegee, but if you want one, they're available from Action Engineering, actionengineering.com, but you don't need that. I don't even think it would work as well as just a squeegee. But head over to the channel after this is over and search how to stop fibrillation in the screen printing tutorials, and I show you exactly how to do it. It's super easy. Yeah, dude, I have the Excalibur ink. I have the Excalibur white, and that will be in the comparison. Okay, Alan just says, yeah, a Teflon sheet is a must he's found if you're doing the heat press clamshell curing thing. Man, that would be... Parchment paper makes it matte. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Interesting. Dude, lugging that heavy ass, was lugging that thing out to that live event, that must have been a nightmare. Okay, so apparently a lot of people are curing with the clamshell. So this is just where, dude, I don't even have an opinion on the matter, because my first thought was like, nah, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. See, so you learn stuff every single day. Weighs less than a full press, for sure. So he has no problems lugging the clamshell out to a live event. That's awesome. Yeah, Lino Kota. Dude, so things are still in the works, for sure. But everything was on track, but there was just a falling out with the tenant upstairs. So now I am looking at other spaces. Again, so the way that I've always done this, and this is what I would recommend to anybody. I mean, some people are drivers and they just push forward come hell or high water, even if all the signs tell you to fucking stop and hold up. But me, man, I kind of go with the flow and I read where things are taking me. I was all set up to do that. Everything was completely a go. I mean, we were signing the line on the equipment. We were gonna start moving in, start retrofitting it. The shit fell through, and now because it fell through, I'm just taking a beat and I'm waiting for another spot to show up that is in our price range. Obviously, the most important thing is price range. And when one does come my way, whether it's next week or 3 months from now, we'll pick back up where we left off. Possible good news, I am going to probably continue the daily vlog thing for another 30 days. I'll talk more about that in the upload that you guys will have tomorrow. But yeah, dude, it's just... I'm letting it take me where it takes me. We were a go, now we're not a go. But I will definitely let you guys know when it starts up again. But yeah, dude, thank you for following it. Yeah, I was excited about it too. Like, that was part of the thing, because it was like, oh, fuck yeah, bro. I've just started the daily vlogs. The thing has opened up. I've been waiting for it to open up for a little while, and it felt like things were really going to start falling into place with that, and it would have been great content. But it just didn't work out. No harm, no foul. Everything always works out. Sometimes things fall through, but then something else comes up. It's never like a detrimental move, dude. It's never your last shot. If one thing doesn't work, another one pops up. Dude, we have blown out so many clients from treating them bad, or not treating them bad, from just not doing what they need. We've messed up print jobs like horribly and then tried to deliver. We've done everything in the book, and you always get another shot at it. The goal is to just not mess something up twice. I think that's completely irrelevant to finding a shop space, but something else always comes in the process of owning a small shop. Hopefully it goes through. Dude, it goes through. You gotta know your numbers, and so the problem that I have found with leasing a space, and I think even a lot of printers do this, that they've been running on the manual for a couple of years, their arms are starting to hurt. They feel like they have to work because they're cranking nonstop on the manual press. But usually when you're in that stage, you're not paying attention to your finances. And if you are, which I'm just learning how to do, you can truly budget, and you know what your rent limits are. So if a space comes up that falls within that limit, you can do it. But if it's outside of that limit, even if it's the coolest, best space on earth, if it doesn't fall within your budget, you shouldn't take it. But I think a lot of printers do because they're not tracking their numbers properly. And this is why these are the kind of things that make businesses fail within the first 2 or 3 years, because you're not paying attention to those things. You're going by feel and everything's good, and you end up in a lease, a 2 or 3 year lease that you can't afford, that you didn't need, and now your business is starting to go under. Don't forget, man, you get a high lease thing and you get on the equipment tip, which the equipment's an amazing thing. And you need it. We need it. But you got to have the right space that can house the right equipment, and everything has to fall in the budget. You can't. The biggest thing, this is all I can tell, that like, if you guys don't listen to jack shit the fuck else, fuck all the technical jargon, fuck, screen printing, it's actually really easy to pick up. Of all the skilled trades in the world, screen printing is the least skilled trade. You can learn it in a month. The basics. But if you're starting a shop, the numbers, man, and the budget and the financial planning is what will make or break you. Because me and my friend were just talking about it, dude. Screen printing shops are popping up like fuck. Like if you go to Google Maps and type screen printing, it's like a fucking herpes outbreak all over the map. Just fucking screen, right? But as quickly as they pop up, they go down. They're open, they're closed. They're open, they're closed. They're open, they're closed. They don't fucking last, because I think a lot of people just go with their heart instead of like looking at the numbers and budgeting and doing things the right way. So this kind of went into a whole other thing. But learn your numbers. Pay attention to them. Pretty much screw everything else. Just pay attention to your numbers. And you know what I'll do, guys, is I think at the end of the day, that's a super important tutorial. Okay, and that's not a secret. No one's sharing it, but I'm going to do a video on how to do it. And all you really need to do is know how to use QuickBooks Online, which is super freaking easy. And you need to know how to input your bills for the coming month. So that the first hits, you start with a deficit. That's the whole trick. You start with a deficit. And then as it goes through, you learn if you're actually clearing that deficit and making a profit, or if you need to raise your prices to clear the profit, or how lean you can run for how long. Those are the kind of tricks you need, man. And maybe I'll do a video on it sometime. Anyway, back to the thing. Cool, man. Good with that. Yeah, off topic. Yeah, it's like everyone just says the same thing. That's what I say, dude. The landlord took his side. There's nothing I can do about it. I don't think the manager was taking his side. The issue is, and this is what he told me. He said, all the dude has to do is go around me. If I was the last decision maker, he says, I would guarantee it. But I know him. He says he knows the guy. I know the guy, and we both know that he'll just go right around the property manager and go right to the owner. So it was just not worth the risk. And I think he understood. I don't think the landlord was mad that I was like, fuck that. And I wasn't mad that he was like, fuck that. I was just frustrated because I really wanted to get in there and get that thing going. Yeah, Lino Coda just says, own a business, not a job. Yeah, guys. So everything will happen. It all works out in time. I wanted to go back to this thing because there were some questions in here. So, where is that shit? Never mind, guys. Yeah, so that's it. There's not a whole lot more questions coming through the chat. So as far as that goes, I think that we're pretty much done with the Q&A. So you guys know what comes next, right? Well, maybe you don't. But what we're going to do is head over to YouTube. Okay. And I'm going to start a new segment where I read YouTube comments, good and bad. Should be fun. I got to get to the creator studio. Oh, but dude, I do want to reemphasize, guys, if you're tuning in and you're watching right now, the whole direct message thing, whether it's on Facebook or Instagram, but specifically on Instagram, I'm getting, and it's awesome and I love it and it's amazing, but I'm getting so many messages now that I just can't sift through them all. So if you have questions, if you got news, whatever, we need you to post it publicly on the Facebook, The Print Life group. So send me a request. I'll make sure to push that request through and to post all that stuff there. Direct messages on Facebook, barely read them. You could, dude, and at this point, just getting bombarded with it. I'm done with the direct message thing. So if you want it to be addressed, definitely post it publicly on the deal. In the meantime, it's time to read both positive and shitty YouTube comments. Hopefully I can find some shitty ones. I saw some the other day. This is from George Leon Fitness. Great vid, Cam. Quick question. I'm not sure if you mentioned it and I didn't catch it, but what mesh count did you print the comment on? Oh yeah, guys. All of that was a 110 mesh. Andrew Ferris. Union Ink Cosmic Poly is pretty good on both cotton and blended shirts. Ooh, Union Ink Cosmic Poly. Okay. You guys might want to try out Union. Dude, there's so many ink manufacturers. How can we keep up with it all? But anyway. Ahmed Alawash. Oh yeah, I wanted to share this with you guys. There we go. Can you guys see it? Ahmed Alawash. What's on the flat screen? Is that ink? Okay, so he's talking about the how to stop fibrillation, which is the roller squeegee pass. And the ink is not even exposed. It's just a coated dried screen. Put tape around it, and we filled it with reducer, plastisol reducer. That's it. It's just for lubrication so that the squeegee goes over it. For Omar Martinez, for Plastisol White, Ryanet's new Wilfex Lava. Perfect White is dope. Awesome. Great video. You should do a wash comparison. Okay, so Daniel says, great video. You should do a wash comparison and see how they hold up. So, here's the thing about making videos, boys and girls. I've been doing it for a year now, and when you start, you're like, you know what, dude? I got a brain full of information, and I'm going to share every nitty-gritty goddamn detail with these people in these videos. I'm going to make the most in-depth fucking video anyone has ever seen. Problem is, you start doing it. You start filming it. You haven't scripted it. You're going off the top of your head. You get all your footage, and then you go to the edit, and you find out it's 20 minutes long, so you're trying to cut it down to a reasonable thing, so you cut things out. So, for instance, in that video, which was the best white screen printing ink comparison, I shit you not, even in the intro I said, and then after that we're gonna do a wash test and see which one holds up best. So literally, I had every intention of doing it, and then I'm filming it and I'm working through it, and let's not forget I'm doing an upload a day, and I still have to do the wash test, and it's like 9 p.m. at night. I mean, you understand. Everything gets to a point where you just got to get the video made and uploaded. When you make a commitment like a video a day, everything changes. The detail, all the things that you want to put into it, some of them they fall off because you just don't got time to print the damn things. But I'm sorry, man, and I did. It's funny because you said that, and I literally, the first scene I shot, I brought it up that I would do a wash test, and then I couldn't do it. The time it takes, like, I don't think, unless you've made a lot of these videos, I guess this is a topic I do want to talk about a little bit. I'm going to bitch about it this time and this time only, and I'm never going to bitch about it again. So it's the complaining hour with Cam. Making videos is a pain in the fucking, I'm trying not to cuss as much. It's it's pain. And you shoot all day. You shoot from the moment you wake up or the moment you get to the shop, and you're pretty much stuck either shooting the shit or you're in front of the computer trying to assemble it. And then once you're done with the assembly, then you do the final edit to try to streamline everything. Then once it's edited, you got to pick music and go back through and watch it again and edit everything to that music. And then you're doing your color grade, and then you export, render it, which can take a fucking hour on anything over 10 minutes. Then you got to do the upload to YouTube, which typically we have a 10 megabyte upload. So it takes another hour to upload. So it's a 12-hour day when you're doing a daily video. And when you're doing things like tutorials where it's dire that you get information out there, it's just tough. So cut your boy just a little bit of slack, you know? And I'm not talking to you, I'm not talking to Ahmed, or I'm not talking to Daniel about this. I'm just saying that, like, you know, I'm doing these really for you guys. They don't pay me jack shit. It's all for fun, a little bit of marketing, but you'll notice that I very rarely market Monument Limited, which anyway, I do all these things, man. I love doing them. I'm having a blast with it, but it's basically a job that I make no money from. So cut me some slack when I don't input all the information that maybe you think I should have, but I promise you this, I thought about putting it in there. I just forgot, or I ran out of time. But believe me, man, when I set out to do this for a year ago, I had every intention of putting so much goddamn information in there that it would be the best tutorial video ever made in the history of YouTube. And then you go to do it, and you run out of time, or you've been shooting all day, and you still haven't even got the main point covered. And that's that. You guys get the point, man. I don't even know how to end it, but it's just, it is what it is. Great compare. I wanted to bring up one here because the guy had me tripping. It's probably not even going to show up, man. I wanted to acknowledge positive ones and negative ones, so that but mostly you guys are just so goddamn positive, it's hard to even find stuff on here. But there was one. Okay, here we go. It's coming up. Okay. Oh, no, that's not it. Yeah. Okay. So John Rothenbush says, dude, where's the content? Your girl's cute and all, but I tuned in for substance, like information and instruction. I know it's South Phoenix and all, but put the ghetto back in the hood and get your art. That's why we visit your channel. At least that's why I do. Carry on, exclamation point. You know, yeah, dude, and a lot of you guys pop right in and you go like, dude, fucking, you know, fuck you, dude. Like this guy's making videos for us. We're enjoying them. It's entertaining, but it's not all screen printing. I think a lot of people understand that. But if you're listening right now and you're just tuning in, the print life defines my life as a print shop owner, but never at any point in time have I promised or signed a contract stating that I would only do videos about screen printing. I do all the work, I do all the labor. John, what have you done to contribute to the videos that I make? Nothing. At least some of the people in the print fam that come in and comment on every video in a positive note are contributing, right? But you're just basically telling me that I can't do what I want to do. So that pisses me off. So I just wanted to acknowledge that, but we're going to move past it. But yeah, you guys, everyone else, man, you guys are always awesome. And I do just want to acknowledge how motherfucking, like, I was expecting to hit 2,000 subscribers and already be getting just slammed in the comments. But you guys have just been hella positive, man. And I appreciate it so much. It makes it to where it's worth going forward, you know, just the positivity and all. It's amazing. And then some people were commenting on that one video where I said how to sell your art. And I showed some of my old paintings and people were stoked on that. So that's pretty cool. And then there's some other questions in there. But yeah. So that's it, guys. I just wanted to do that once. Just looking for different content. Just different segments. Want to make this a variety show. And as time goes on, we'll get there. So now it's time for the outro. And I just want you guys to know how important and how much I appreciate you hanging out and just coming to these events, dude. It's like, it boggles my mind that some of you come into the chat and say, I've been looking forward to this all week. That it's like, it's heartwarming. It's dope. It's super dope. So I love that. And since you guys are so into this and you're showing so much support, take that little extra step and share not just this video, but the YouTube, the Print Life channel as a whole on your social media. Try to bring more people in, get them subscribed, get them watching, because those views and those subscribers are what are going to allow me to keep doing this in the long term. You know what I mean? And I'm reading off of my script now because I always forget this shit. Make sure to head on over to Facebook and send a request to the Print Life Facebook group. Post your news, post your questions on the feed of the group, and somebody will get to them, either me or the community. I'm noticing with these Facebook groups, man, I got to keep this up, because the Facebook groups, the people in the community dive in. Even if I don't get to it, somebody in that community is going to do their best to answer your question. And you may even get multiple answers to the same question. It's a beautiful thing. I really love it. And that, I would say, is a wrap on the Print Life Live podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. Come back next week, Wednesday. We'll try 5 p.m. next time to see what kind of view count we get on that. In the meantime, y'all are the Print fam. You got to stay sexy. You got to stay awesome. Take care of yourselves. Peace out.